Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. This is going to be what I thought was going to be an OU battle, and my opponent for this battle is going to be Pain, which sounds really painful in all honesty considering I've already lost like 4 battles in a row. But yeah, this is the guy, and we're going to be using this team. It's an OU team, as you guys can see, because if you guys can also see my opponent's team, it's an entirely UU team. But you know what? It's not my fault in all honesty. I asked him, did you want to do a UU battle or an OU battle? What was his response? He told me to pick. And I said, let's do an OU battle. And what does he do? He brings an entire UU team. I'm like, bruh, why are you going to tell me to choose the tier when you end up doing the exact opposite and just using Pokemon of a different tier? If you wanted to do a UU battle, you could have so told me that, but you didn't do it, so oh well. So yeah, so this battle is essentially going to be basically an OU versus a UU team kind of battle. I'm gonna be the one with the OU team, and he's gonna be the one with the UU team. But yeah, I mean, Mantine is UU, but I mean, there's a reason why Mantine is in this OU team specifically. It's because it plays a significant role in the battle. So I guess at the same time it makes sense, but it's still. Like, my team is not entirely OU, but it definitely is OU for the most part compared to his team. And in fact, some of his mons in his team are actually, they were previously OU in previous generations. So I mean, I don't know if that's anything to go by today's standards in all honesty, which I don't really think that's the case in all honesty, but oh well. Anyways, this is the team I'm going to be using. Like I said, it's actually that Victini Z celebrating one. It's because I really want to get Victini in to do actually some V creating stuff. Well, not V creating stuff, some Z celebrating stuff, and just start to hit things with freaking Searing Shot or something. So I can only hope that I can actually get away with it this time, now that I'm facing someone who's actually gutsy enough to use a UU team against me. But yeah, here we go. This is Pain. Let's see if he's gonna give me some pain in the rear end right now. Anyways, I'm gonna lead off with Landorus-T. He's going to lead off with Hippowdon, which is, this was a lead I was hoping wasn't the case, because now he gets the Sandstream up, and because I know for a fact Landorus-T cannot KO this Hippowdon, I am definitely going to have to hard switch. I didn't want to U-turn on the off chance this Hippowdon is like a Rocky Helmet variant, so I just hard switched into Mantine. Reason being is because I definitely anticipated the rocks. This thing could have Rock Slide, but I mean, I really did not want him to get his rocks up, and he just did. So Mantine is here to defog the rocks away. Him knowing that I'm gonna go for the defog goes straight in the Manectric, which I'm pretty sure is the Mega, and I'm just gonna go for the defog. He's gonna Mega Evolve and go for either Volt Switch or HP Ice or Flamethrower, depending on what he predicts. The interesting thing about this battle is that this guy's Mega Manectric is actually an answer to the entirety of my team if he predicts correctly, which is already the case shown here, because I'm gonna actually hard switch into Landorus, hoping he goes for Flamethrower, predicting my Ferrothorn to come in. But unfortunately here, as he Mega Evolves, he's actually gonna predict me and actually go straight for the Hidden Power Ice. I was really hoping he would not go for it right now, but he actually did go for it. And unfortunately, this Landorus is actually the Scarf variant. It's not the defensive variant, so as a result, I'm not gonna take this Hidden Power Ice very well. In fact, at all. Because I just go down. In other words, I just lose Landorus-T without it getting to do a single damn thing, which really sucks. So now I have to switch in Medicham. The reason was that I wanted to actually make him think I'd try to go for Fake Out to get some chip on that thing. But instead of going for the Fake Out here as I Mega Evolve, I'm actually go straight for the Ice Punch, just in case he tries to bring in Latias, which does resist both of Mega Medicham's stab moves, and I can just get some damage on that, which would probably be a lot. It'd probably be over half. He ends up bringing Hippowdon, and I go for the Ice Punch. It still does over half, but after the leftovers, I wasn't sure it would 2-hit KO it, so instead of going for the Ice Punch again, I decided to go for the risky high jump kick, and that actually was enough to take it out. And as you can see, it was not a crit, so I think the damage output for high jump kick on Mega Medicham is a lot more than Ice Punch. So yeah, here he goes into Manectric now. I'm definitely going to switch out because I do not want the Intimidate to lower my attack, and even then he could just be Volt Switching just to chip off my Mega Medicham, which is not what I want in all honesty. So I switch into the Ferrothorn, which was already a risky play in itself because of the fact that he could have just gone for the Flamethrower right there. He ends up not going to, he ends up going for Volt Switch instead, and he goes into Nidoking, another mon that has just about all the coverage that Mega Manectric has. Has Ice Beam, has Thunderbolt for Mantine, has Flamethrower for Ferrothorn. It has all kinds of coverage, and it's really hard to tell which one it is. But seeing how he went for Earth Power on my Mantine and then switches out as opposed to trying to go for like Thunderbolt or something tells me he does not have Thunderbolt. Either that or it's Choice Scarfed. So what I do here is just go for the Toxic on the off chance he tries to maybe switch into Mega Manectric, which is not necessarily the best thing to get Toxic. I would have preferred the Latias, but I mean, if I can wither down this Manectric, which all it does is Thunderbolt and Volt Switch, it would be nice. Here I send in Ferrothorn again, which was once again risky because now this thing is going to be able to Flamethrower me here. So here I just sent it in. He went for Thunderbolt, as you guys saw. So thankfully I didn't get Flamethrowered yet. But because now I think he's going to want to switch it up to Flamethrower, I actually switched into Victini. But unfortunately this guy was still not going for the Flamethrowers here and just goes for the Volt Switch instead. And now here he has a matchup of his own, like a positive matchup here with sending in Azumarill. I honestly was afraid this would be like a Z Belly Drumming set or something, but seeing as how he goes for Liquidation tells me that it's probably not. It's probably like a Choice Bandit set or something, because here as I send in Ferrothorn, instead of following up with a Superpower or something, he ends up switching out, which like the only reason to do that is if you're Choice Bandit. So he's gonna switch it out and go into Nidoking. I go for the Power Whip. I wanted to go for Stealth Rocks, thinking he might, but I was afraid of him just going for Superpower and me not getting any damage on the Azumarill. So what I do here is just go for the Power Whip. It does over half to this the Nidoking. It was a crit, which I think only matters in the sense that now my Mega Medicham can take it out with a Fake Out if it comes in on it. Here he's gonna send in Mega Manectric now though. This was a double switch on his part, predicting my Mantine to come in, expecting the Earth Power or Sludge Wave. But yeah, so as a result, now I'm forced to switch out again. I go into Victini hoping that now he tries to go for the Fire move. He does not. He ends up going for Thunderbolt again. And now as a result, my Victini is now unfortunately not able to do anything. I was trying for this thing to get the Z Celebrate off, but this team that this guy has, while Yu is just putting in way too much work. Specifically that Mega Manectric, in all honesty. And this Latias can, yeah, as well, because it kind of walls the entire set of this Victini, in all honesty. So, yeah, rip Victini's setup potential here. I'm going to send in Ferrothorn, hoping he does not have Hidden Power Fire. Thankfully, he does not. He just goes for the Draco on me. He switched into Latias to begin with because he did not want to stay in and take out my Victini. Because if he does, he'll get another round of Toxic damage, which I don't think he wants. He's going to switch out Latias now, though, after going for a Draco on my Ferrothorn, and go back into Nidoking. I just go for the Stealth Rocks because this guy is switching out multiple times, and he is not getting punished whatsoever. And this was something I wanted to get up earlier, but because he kept sending in Mega Manectric, I just can never go for the rocks. So finally I got the open window here to get them up before he comes back into this Mega Manectric, and now I can just punish his switching with rocks. And in this case, Mega Manectric comes in, Stealth Rocks, and now he's also taking Toxic damage as I sack Victini right here. Well, actually, this was a double switch as well, but I was sacking Victini right here just to see what he wanted to do. He does end up going for Volt Switch, which now allows me to get the switch advantage because he's going to take out my Victini, and now he has to show what he's going to send out himself. He ends up sending in Nidoking again, which definitely allows me to just bring in Medicham. And if the crit on the Power Whip did not happen, I definitely would have brought Weave out here just to go for Ice Shard. Not a whole lot on his team takes it at this point. So, yeah. Except maybe the Azumarill. The Azumarill was probably the only thing that could take it, but would he really want to risk me possibly going for knockoff with a Weave out? I don't know. But here he goes into Latias after I take out the Nidoking. Here I switch back into I think not Nidoking, the what's it called, Mantine. I keep forgetting that thing's name. And oh no, not Mantine, Ferrothorn. But this was a double switch, so I kind of wasn't expecting him to just go for the Manectric switch in here. But he does take more rocks damage and more poison damage. And now because he's definitely weakened, I was thinking, you know what? I'll make the risky play and going to Mantis on the off chance he goes for the Flamethrower, and he does. I felt like he was going to go for it this time because he was already weakened enough, and he can only keep predicting me so many more times. So here I figured now it's time for him to finally go for those Flamethrowers. I've been predicting him to go for Flamethrower the entirety of this match, only for him to never go for it until this point with Mantine. This is actually crazy because now my Mantine is actually able to survive a Mega Manectric. Not only does it survive it, it KOs it too with Toxic, because the Mantine was the one that got the Toxic off on this Mega Manectric. So essentially my Mantine actually KO'd a Mega Manectric. single-handedly. Well, not really single-handedly. It was actually through a lot of switching around and getting the toxic of him, racking up the rocks and whatnot, damage and whatnot. So here he's gonna go into Zoom Roll now. I was still thinking if it's Band-Aid, it's gotta lock himself into a move, but here, as you guys see, he reveals that he's not even Band-Aid. He's actually a belly drum set. So I was thinking, okay, but this thing is almost dead anyway, so I think I'm gonna just go for Roost. But then this is where I forgot, oh wait, I'm faster than this thing, so I'm like, oh great. But then here he reveals to me that he actually was the belly drum. But I was thinking, what is this gonna do since he already got the max attack? What this does is actually restore its HP, and I was like, what? I don't think I've ever seen anyone run Z belly drum Azumarill after it's used belly drum once. I actually thought that it doesn't get the HP recovery until it actually pulls off the max attacking effect, but I guess I was wrong. It actually can use it after it gets the +6. That's actually ridiculous, in all honesty. I honestly did not expect that kind of set from an Azumarill, in honesty. But yeah, here we go. I sent in Ferrothorn just to sack it. I was hoping he goes for Play Rough so that it can so that my Ferrothorn can live it. And if it didn't, well, at least it'll take some Iron Bars damage. After losing Ferrothorn, I send in Mega Medicham just to go for the Fake Out and at least be able to wither it down with Poison. He doesn't switch out, which is like crazy because that's kind of what I would have done if he knows that he could preserve this thing for fodder later. But here I switch in Mantine just to sack it. I thought he was going to go for Play Rough in all honesty, but he actually went for the Aqua Jet, which allows my Mantine to yet again take another hit because now I'm at full HP. But now here comes another scary thing, the Haxorus. If this thing is a substitute set, this thing pretty much wins. But he actually ends up going for Dragon Dance here, and as I get the Toxic off. Going for the Toxic was risky because if he had substitute, it would pretty much be the whole game. But I don't think Skull would have broken the substitute either, in all honesty, because that was the only other move I had on this thing. I guess the reason why this guy had went for Dragon Dance, because by the way, I do think this is a substituting Haxorus, seeing as he has leftovers on it. I think the reason why he went for Dragon Dance was because he probably thought I had Ice Beam on this Mantine, but I actually didn't. So yeah, thankfully I went for Toxic. Now I have this thing on a timer, and the best part about this is that he actually has Dragon Claw as his attacking move rather than Outrage, which makes sense because there's fairy types that can switch in on an Outrage and then take advantage of going for fairy type moves and whatnot. But here in this case he had Dragon Claw, and this allowed my Mantine to take one hit even after +1, take more poison damage, and I got the Scald off for additional chip damage. He does now take out my Mantine, which is unfortunate because my Mantine actually did kind of put in the work a little bit in this battle. But now from here, I was just hoping that my Weavile, that is Choice Banded, is able to take this Haxorus out with a Stab Ice Shard. So I go for it right here. I was hoping, can I take this thing out? Thankfully I am able to. So this Haxorus goes down. So another sweep attempt averted. So here he's going to bring in his last Pokemon, which is Latias. Latiases are typically bulkier than Latioses, so I was kind of just hoping that this Ice Shard can once again take it out. Because if not, I might lose. Might, depending on the set of this Latias. But I am able to, so that's really, really good. I actually do beat my opponent. And like, phew, finally. I just wanted to win in all honesty because I've been losing so many damn times. I think I've said this like multiple times that I just don't like losing. But the battles that I've had previously, they're all imperative for me to post in all honesty. The Draft League battles and whatnot. It's annoying that I lose them, but I mean, I have to kind of show how I perform in the battles because that's kind of what Draft Leagues are all about. Showing your performance and hoping you can do your best while at the same time showing what you do. Which is difficult at the same time, but yeah. Anyways, I think I'm digressing again, so anyways, thank you all for watching. Good game to Pain. I think that was a pretty good battle. There was no RNG. Well, there was the crit with the Power Whip, but again, it wasn't like, I don't think that was a game-breaking crit anyway, so, but yeah, good game once again, and thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys all in the next battle. But for now, just take it easy. I just wanted to showcase this battle because, you know, I wanted a battle where I win. I almost lost this battle as well, which is actually kind of crazy. So this is a good battle because even though I've lost the previous battles that I had, they were all pretty close. It's just that I kind of want to win a battle for once, and I was like, this is a good time for me to show a battle that is good and I actually win. So yeah, I said this already, but thank you once again for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next battle.